Doot, 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 doot. Splash. Man, I like that. That's just like the real one. Hey guys, Chris Funk here with the Jackson Kayak Fishing Team. I want to talk to you a minute about throwing a cast net. Now I know that I don't do a whole lot of cast netting, but I do end up down on the Florida coast sometimes and I'm chasing mullet to use for bait or pinfish, stuff like that. Or up here on our river, a lot of times I'll be chasing shad either to free line for stripers or to try to catch big catfish. So yes, occasionally I do use a cast net. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about because there are several methods that are rather difficult for us kayak guys. I looked up a method by a gentleman named Hookedonchinchinbrook, I believe is the name of his screen name on YouTube, and it's a clean way to throw a cast net. And you know the problems with the other methods is you're either throwing the net over your shoulder, which is a problem for those of us that wear PFD most of the time, because either you'll hook on the zipper or you'll catch your knife fob, stuff like that. Plus, I mean, I don't want nasty water on me and stuff like that. And a lot of times, hey, this is lower Alabama, it does get cold here occasionally. The other problem is the method where you put the weight or the line in your mouth. I'm downstream from Atlanta. I am not putting the line from the Chattahoochee River in my mouth. You're more likely to net a mud shark downstream of Atlanta than you are a shad, so you got to watch out for that. But either way, this is a really good method, and the good thing is it can be done standing or it can be done seated from your kayak. And I'll show you both methods here in the yard, and then we'll take you out to the river for some practical use. So don't think that I'm just showing you this in the yard, okay? Let's look at how to load it up. Start coiling to the outside of our hand like that. Make small coils because I have to choke up pretty high. Make sure all your lines are straight. Nothing's tangled up on each other. I choke up below my waist, come to the outside of my hand. Get one line from the outside, go right there in that finger. Alright, now taking from the far side of my finger, I'm going to get roughly a third. I'm going to come up high, and I'm going to put it in that finger. Now I'm going to come from the near side and get roughly a third. Alright, so now effectively I've got a high group, a low group, and a group that's here in my left hand. Alright, let's see what it looks like throwing, okay? Play with this method some in your yard, you'll see. And I mean, it won't be a perfect pancake every time. You'll surprise yourself though. Once you start picking it up, it'll get more open, more better. You'll be able to add some distance to it. So what I like to do is get upwind or up current of a fishy looking area and then just drift my boat through it. Of course, I'm constantly looking for nervous water, looking for anything that I can see that's telling me that there's fish there. Once I start seeing those mullet, I'm ready to cast because I'm already set up. I've been sitting there on the deck ready to go. Same thing if I'm sitting. If you wanted to sit and do this, I would have everything ready to go. I would drift into an area or paddle myself in there so I'm on a power drift. I'm ready and rigged. When I start seeing nervous water or start getting to an area that I know is holding mullet, I might even try a blind cast. But for the most part, the fish that I catch, I've already seen and I'm laying it over top of them and it works, trust me. Alright, let's change this up. Let's look and see what it looks like from a seated position. Okay, I borrowed the seat out of my wife's cruise just to simulate being low on the water. So, for those of you with high seating, this is a little bit easier. For those of you with the lower seating, this is about the equivalent of what you'd be. Remember smaller loops because you're going to have to choke up pretty high on this one. Alright, coming from the outside, again, I'm going to put one right there in that finger. Alright, then I'm going to go to the far side. And get a pretty good handful. Probably not quite a third. Alright, it's going to go to the outside of that finger. Now I'm going to go to the inside. Making sure to keep it straight, not get tangled up in any of the other lead lines. and I'm gonna get my third. So there's my third, and a third. That wasn't fun, and it wasn't easy filming myself. But as you can see, you won't necessarily get those perfect pancakes doing this. But even on my worst failures today, I had to release fish out of the net. And I was trying not to fool with fish today, so it was even surprising to me. The beauty of this technique is you don't have to have a whole lot of force. So if you're standing on the boat, you know you're not going to throw yourself off balance. It makes a big difference when you're fooling around with a kayak. A couple tips that I can give you is, number one, if you carry a knife with a pocket clip on it, make sure it goes on the inside. It's real easy to hang those and throw them off in the water and you'll never see them again. Number two, proper preparation. 99% of my failures come from either the guidelines being jacked up or the lead line being twisted or tangled. You know, if you make sure all that stuff is straight before you go to your throw, it'll help you out a whole lot in the long run. And like I said, even though it's not that gorgeous, beautiful pancake, I mean, I caught fish. It's easy to catch fish. You can catch your own bait trying this technique. Y'all take it easy. Hope this helps you out. Bye now.